So I was doing my listing this morning on eBay, and I was listing a bunch of junk, and I just had like a gut feeling that a lot of the things I was listing weren't good anymore. So I went through and I looked up, because the way I do it when I list items and source items is I look up the sell-through rate on something, and if it's like over 50% and good prices, I'll buy it at the thrift store. If it's 100%, I'll buy it anywhere for whatever price. If it's like between 30 and 50%, that's usually going to be a Ben's item, unless it's a super high price. Under 30%, I usually don't want to touch it. And I just had a feeling that some of the things I was listing today were probably under 30%. So I looked up everything out of the 30 things and I found some stuff. The first one is Novara cycling jerseys. You've probably seen me pick these up a bunch of times. Cycling stuff is just pretty good in general. And I think that the seasonality is going to affect a lot of these sell-through rates. But for Novara cycling jerseys, men's was what I looked up. It's only 20% sell-through rate. And these are my actual notes that I was taking this morning. And then I just decided to make a video out of it. For the shorts, so 20% for the jerseys. For the shorts, it's 10%. So that is, pretty bad. So the way I look up sell-through rates, it's people might want to argue about maybe this is the wrong way or the right way to do it. So for a 10% sell-through rate, that would mean that there is, for example, 10 listed, 1 sold. So every 90 days, 10% of what is currently listed would sell. So it's like a projection you can use going forward. So if I have 10 of these, over the next 90 days, 1 of them will probably sell. Anyways, so Novara is kind of off the table as far as cycling goes. Another bad one, well, let's go to a good one. I made a list of good ones too, because Apple Store shirts. Because I've been finding a lot of these lately, and I was like, are these really still good? It's a 50% sell-through rate, so not great, but there's a lot of comps over 20, and for me personally, they move pretty quick. And the reason I chose the arbitrary percentage of 50 to be like my line, whether or not I'll pick it up in the thrift, is because I just assume that 50% of the listings are probably garbage, because at least 50% of people are complete idiots. So yeah, 50% is almost like 100% if you take out all the idiots and you do really good listings. You can sell things the same day with a 50% sell-through rate, especially if you price aggressively. So 50% for me is still worth picking stuff up at the thrift. So Apple Store shirts, if they have the official Apple logo like on the inside tag, are good, in my opinion. You can sell them for like 20 bucks, 15 to 20. Eddie Bauer Travex. This is another good one. The good ones are more fun to talk about. Eddie Bauer Travex. Only a 50% sell-through rate. Hear me out. And this is the logo for Eddie Bauer Travex right there. So that little logo. It's like 2 V's. 50% sell-through rate. But there are things within the line. It's a line of Eddie Bauer. Like men's pants, for example, was 100% sell-through rate. Eddie Bauer Travex men's pants, 100% sell-through rate. And if you compare that to regular Eddie Bauer, for regular Eddie Bauer, there are 200,000 and 220,000 listings currently active, and sold, there are 37,000 sold. So that's like about a 30% sell-through rate. So I would consider that a Ben's brand, Eddie Bauer. But Eddie Bauer Travex is a thrift store brand. I'll pay $6 for it. Got it? Let's go to another bad one. Under Armour golf polo shirt. That's what I typed in. There are 23,000 listed and only 6,500 sold. So it's still a good volume. That's only like 25% about sell-through rate. It's a good volume. So I'll still pick it up at the Ben's for sure, because those do sell. And out of 23,000 listings, you got to assume most of those are, at least half of those are crap. So if you can do really good listings, you can still sell them. But the sell-through rate, that's my rule. If it's under 30%, I can't pay $6 for it, which I have recently paid $5 or $6 for Under Armour golf polos. thinking that they were still good. Because over the summer, they were like 75%. At least. Another one, very similar, is FootJoy golf polo shirts. 22,000 listed. And like I said, seasonality is going to affect this. So next summer, you want to re-look it up. FootJoy golf polo shirts, 22,000 listed, 6,400 sold. That's really bad. It's around 25% again. But again, I'll pick those up at the bins because I've recently sold those for $15 to $20. But they're just going to take longer. And with my tiny store, I've only got 5 of these racks. I can't be holding on to those things. And that's why you see in my videos, the first things that I pull out on my oldest rack are like $5, $6 because I have to sell them within like 90 days. So the price, it's like a reverse auction where the price drops to pretty much zero if it doesn't sell within 90 days. So I can't be putting things in my store that aren't going to sell within 90 days. So I got to stop buying both of those unless it's at the bins because I can still make a decent profit for bins prices. Selling it for $7. Another good one. Let's see. Cinch jeans. I was like, oh, these good. Because I looked these up over the summer. Not good. Looked them up again today. 3,200 listed. 2,700 sold. So I'm not great at math, really. That's a pretty good ratio. I'd say that's like 75% maybe? 80%? Good sell-through rate. Cinch jeans. C-I-N-C-H. Bad. I'll do another bad one. Athleta shorts. Women's. And when you do search shorts on eBay, it's really annoying. Because if you put in shorts, it's going to pull up a bunch of t-shirts. Because they have short sleeves. It's really stupid. So you have to go to the filter and then click shorts. Like athletic shorts or whatever. For Athleta shorts, there are 3,500 listed. And only 900 sold, which is like less than 30%, I think. So pretty darn bad. Over the summer, I could just blindly pick up any Athleta shorts and then go home, look them up, and they'd be over 100%. I know for a fact that there are still 100% sell-through rate items within Athleta shorts. So I would still pick them up in the thrift if I looked it up. I looked up the style code on the back of the waist and it was still good, but I will not buy them blindly anymore because it's a bad sell-through rate. In the bins, I'll pick up any Athleta shorts 100% of the time. Here's another good one. Abercrombie men's Y2K. Abercrombie men's, like type that in, exactly that. 534 listings. 431 sold. 534 listings, 431 sold. Whatever the math is on that, maybe 85%, if I had to guess. Yeah, I would just keyword spam your Abercrombie with Y2K for Abercrombie men's. I know that's bad. I have like 2,000 subscribers right now. If each of you did that on one item today, that would make it 2,500 Abercrombie men's Y2K listed, 431 sold. So that would not be good. So that's one of the, it's like kind of the drawback of, telling you things on YouTube, because you could potentially ruin it. So I would say only put Y2K in the title if it is an actual Y2K style item, because you don't want to blow out the keyword. Because if 2,000 of you keyword spam that, now when someone goes onto eBay and searches it up, they're not going to find what they're looking for because there's going to be all this junk that's not Y2K style. And then less of the actual Y2K style stuff is going to sell because they can't find it. So it's going to ruin the whole thing. So don't ruin the whole thing. Another bad one. John Varvatos shirt is what I looked up. There are 6,000 listed, 2,300 sold. Around 30%-ish. So I definitely grab them at the bins. But in the thrift, I wouldn't grab them anymore. But this is why, you got to do your research. You got to look up every item you find at least. at least once or twice a month when you go to the thrift, look up every single item you find and do little audits of your own information like I did this morning. Like, see, is everything I thought actually true? Because I'm sure I've told you things in the last video I made, probably, that were not true. They were just things that were true 6 months ago that I still thought were true. This is why I decided to do this. But if you look up John Varvatos Henley shirt, there are 271 listed, 347 sold. So over 100% sell-through rate on John Varvatos Henley shirt. So you can't just write off the whole brand. You gotta do your research, look things up, you know? And I'm sure there's other John Varvatos things that are really good, and some things probably have a even worse sell-through rate. That's all the bad stuff I could find from what I listed over the last couple days. And then I looked up 511 tactical pants. I was like, these can't be good anymore. 8,900 listed, 5,300 sold. Not terrible, over 50%. Excuse me. I'll still buy those. However, I was going through the prices, looking at a lot of the prices. A lot sell for under $20 now. So I would, me personally, I wouldn't price them probably over $20 if I want to actually get rid of them before they go on extreme clearance. Another one I looked up, Nike. 1,900,000 listed just for Nike, just for the search term Nike, nothing specific. That's shoes, clothing, everything. 1,900,000 listed, 930,000 sold. So about a 50% sell-through rate on the entire brand, which is actually very good considering how much junk Nike has out there. And look at the volume, 930,000 sell in 3 months of Nike items on one platform, eBay. That's insane. So I would say Nike's a pretty safe buy if you take my rule of 50% of the people being stupid. You can definitely do a better listing than 50% of the people. So cross them off the list. And then you have this amazing volume of almost 1 million Nike items sell every 3 months, which is insane. So Nike's pretty good. But it's such a huge brand. You can't just be buying it willy-nilly. You got to look it up. But I'd say pretty much damn near anything Nike at the bins would be a buy for me. Yeah, that's all I have for you. Just a nice little low-effort video, just sharing my notes. Thank you for watching. Big Gumbo.